Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. Your source for Ford news, update, and information with a video on the 2024 Ford Maverick. So we have gotten the order guides and all the information now for the 2024 model year, and we're going to go through and talk about what I like to call our complete guide videos. We're going to cover all the standard equipment, the different options are available in this video on the XL trim. So this is the entry level. There's XL, XLT, Lariat trim. We're starting with the XL. We're going to work our way through all three of the trims in three separate videos. So this video is going to be dedicated to that XL trim. So hopefully if you like videos like this or want to stay updated on Ford news, even check out our live stream. We talk about production information and such. Then you definitely want to be subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell as well so you can stay notified next with another video upload to the channel. So the order banks are opening up for the 2024 Ford Maverick next week. July 17th, depending on when you're watching this video, 2023. That is when the order banks are opening up. We assume the order banks will close quickly. Last year, they lasted 5 days. This year, we assume that it's going to be about the same time frame. So that's the way they're going to go. Now, this is where I would say, hey, if you're wanting to put in an order, we can help you out. Of course, I always tell on all my videos, find a good local dealer if you can find one. This year, we are not going to be taking orders for the Maverick because we have enough people that are wanting one that still haven't been scheduled from what we had last year when we were overloaded with orders in 2023. So this is more for information for you to use if you have that good local dealership that you need to take that to and be asking them. I'll give you some tips at the end in the conclusions about things you need to ask that dealer just to make sure that they're being honest and genuine with you and that you're getting priced right, and accordingly that you need to find that good dealership that knows those different tips for you. So be looking for that in the timestamp. Speaking of that, you're going to have timestamps for all the different parts of this video, including the mechanical, safety, exterior, interior, and then into those standalone options. So use this video as a resource, move around, and use it how you need to get the information that you're looking for. So let's dive in and start talking about this. Now, this year, we're going to use last year's build and price because at the time of this video, the build and price isn't up yet. So it will open the same day as the order banks, which is nice. Some vehicles I know coming up, that will not be the case. We're still waiting about 3 months now for the 24 Edge order guides or build and price to be on the website. But the Maverick should be there the morning of the order bank opening up. Now, I've been told that the order banks are going to open up towards the end of the day, so end of the business day. So you might as well just wait until Tuesday. Unless I'd be making sure you have those conversations with your dealer ahead of time, but don't rush in there the morning of. Order banks won't be open up till towards the end of the business day. I think they're telling me anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So for us, that would be right around closing. So anyway, so there we go. So let's dive in. Let's talk about some of these mechanical features first and go on over here to Ford's build and price. Here we go. So we are going off of 23. So they're on especially XL trim. There's not a lot of differences for this year. We do not have a price list, a full price list yet. So I won't be covering price in this video other than to say that it does start at $24,995 as the starting price for the XL trim. So it has gone up substantially for this, just so you're aware of that. This year, there is a change to the standard motor. So let's dive in here and talk about this. In fact, let's go 2.0 and hit start our build, and we'll get into some mechanical features first. Now, the Maverick has several different options for us. The standard drive system is front wheel drive, and the standard motor is a 2.0 liter EcoBoost engine with the 8-speed automatic transmission. That is standard on the Maverick. You do have an option with the EcoBoost engine, which is a standard engine, to go to all-wheel drive. Again, don't know if that pricing is going to be the same. We'll get into that when we learn pricing. So all-wheel drive is an option for you. Another option we do know the price of, and that is if you stay with the front-wheel drive, you can go to the 2.5 liter hybrid engine, and that engine will be $1,500 to go up to that engine. And that one will get let's go ahead and click on that, show you the transmission. That is an automatic continuously variable transmission. So eCVT transmission. So electronically controlled. So it'll shift much quicker and such. So there you go. So those are the different kind of some of those options. Now, you do get electric parking brake as well, of course, with this. You do also get ePass, electric power assist steering. Electronically controlled means it allows you to be able to steer those parking lots a little easier to turn that steering wheel into those parking spaces and such. On the highway, you won't feel that moving you around. Variable assist power steering as well, electronic stability control too. And for if you go with that optional hybrid engine, you'll also get electronic brake boost as well, but not on your EcoBoost engine. So that's all the mechanical, some of the mechanical features. Now let's talk about some safety features here on this, and these safety features will be the same on all the different trim levels. When we get up to the Lariat trim, it will go and we'll add some things to that. So we'll get to that when we get to that video. But for safety, let's talk about airbags first. Driver and front passenger will have dual stage airbag. Deploys a different size airbag, depends on how close you are to the front of the vehicle. So really nice. There's sensors underneath those seats that tells you how close you are. Driver knee airbag as well is going to pull you down from that steering column to help protect you from that front collision. Driver and front passenger side airbag that's going to deploy from the side of that seat. So if you have that side collision in that A-B pillar, this is going to deploy that and help protect you from that side, the door kind of getting crushed in and such on you. Also, you do have safety canopy side curtain airbag that helps protect. It has a rollover sensor as well. That's going to deploy down, help protect from breaking glass and such if the vehicle rolls over. Coming in, help protect the occupants in the front as well as the rear seats. We do have pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection as well, same as last year. So that means that it's going to have that sensing system that if you have forward collision warning is what they call that. So if someone's going much slower than you, you're going to hit them. And it knows that. It's going to alert you a series of tones you need to stop, puts a message on the productivity screen that's nice and red that just flashes on you and lets you know that you need to stop. Preloads those brakes so that when you do press the brake, you're going to brake even faster and be ready to go. Post-collision braking as well is standard. So meaning if you don't put it in park or something like that, then it's going to brake the vehicle so you don't go off. Maybe you're unconscious for some reason or some other situation where you forget to put it in the park. It's going to park the vehicle post-collision. The latch systems lower anchors and tethers for children. So those kids in those rear car seats, if you have them in the front or rear facing, there's positions for you to be able to harness those down into those seats, so you don't have to use the shoulder harnesses to do that. We also get secure lock passive theft system. Basically, only the coded key can start the vehicle. So that's pretty nice how that works for the vehicle, so that way people can't take your vehicle. So, all right, I think that's all of our safety features. Now let's go back over here to this and talk about some of the exterior features on the vehicle. So we're going to go to this right here. We're going to get into paint colors in just a little bit. Let's turn this around just a little bit. There we go. On the front of the vehicle there, we will get the same grille as last year. So a black mesh grille with a black surround. The bars will be black as well. So, and the design is a little different on the grille for each of the different trim levels. Steel bumper on the front up here. Right here, you're going to see that. It does have nice opening up there as well for that, allow for airflow in. Does have the body colored bumper on the top and with the reflector over here on the side. Your headlights, they are auto LED headlights. So automatic means they'll come on automatic when it gets dark, shut off when it gets light if you haven't set in the auto setting. So even on the XL trim, which is nice. Up here, just to let you know, this here is actually painted silver bezel in there. It is not an LED light. Your headlights are right here. Also do have configurable daytime running lights as well. And you have auto high beam. Auto high beam works like your automatic headlights. If it's dark enough outside, they're going to turn those high beams on. If you're in the city lights or a car approaching you, it's going to shut them off. That's a feature you can activate and deactivate in your lighting section of your vehicle settings screen. Now, the wheel. You can see the wheel over here. Actually, let's go to the side view. That is a 17-inch sparkle silver steel wheel. That's going to be standard equipment with an all-season tire that comes along with that. Four-wheel disc brakes also on this. Tire pressure monitoring system too, so it monitors the tire pressure on those. So if it gets off, then you have a problem and you need to kind of air those up. Here on the side, you'll have an XL fender badge as well. All of them will be dedicated differently. The XL will be black, and the letters XL will be black. Mirror caps are the molded in black mirror caps, which means the color is put into the mold when it makes it. So it's not painted on, slick kind of painted mirror cap. Manual folding mirror with manual glass as well, so you can adjust that. We'll talk about some other options later about power mirrors. We do have black door handles as well, same material as the mirrors as well, and the bumper covers as well. So you're going to have those on there, on those handles. And we do have keyless entry remote. So it's going to have a flip key, but you can unlock it from if you're close enough. The lower rocker molding is going to be molded in black as well, like your mirror caps and your front and rear bumpers, and your bed rails will be the same way. We do have easy fuel capless filler door. So I'll move this around here over here. You can kind of see it right there. So you just push that door open for the fuel, and there's no cap to worry about leaving behind, getting your hands dirty. Just put the nozzle in there, and then when you're done, just shut the door. You're good. 15-gallon fuel tank for the hybrid, 17-gallon fuel tank on the gas. I think that's actually probably like 16.8, I think, for the gas, and like just under 15 for the. I just rounded them up, but anyway. On the rear of the vehicle, center high mounted stoplight up here. So that's your kind of the third brake light is what I like to call it, but it's up high. So SUVs and taller vehicles can see you, trucks, that kind of thing, bigger trucks, full size trucks. Also fixed rear glass back here as well on the back. You do get a manual locking tailgate. So it will, you can lock that, use the key to lock the tailgate. And actually it should work. Yeah, it's manual locking tailgate, so you do have to use a key to lock that. Do have a rear view camera back here on the tailgate. So actually, I think it's in the Ford emblem. So when you're backing up, you're going to be able to see behind you. So again, front bumpers similar to the material of the front bumper as well. It does say steel, but I believe that's kind of has a molded in black covering with steel back behind it. I think is why they call it a steel bumper. Trailer sway control as well for this. So if you want to add an optional hitch, you're going to have trailer sway control to help you pull anything. You do have a mini spare that's up underneath of the truck itself, so you can lower that down. And inside you have 6 tie down for the bed. You'll notice flex bed is standard, so you can add little grooves here to put a wood across here if you want to tear your bed out. But there are 6 tie downs. There's one up here and one in the front on both sides. So there's the 4. And then when you put the tailgate down, there's 2 more on the bed as well. And the bed you can set it up, go halfway if you want to put plywood back there and such like that. So now moving to the inside. On the interior, we do have cloth seats as standard equipment on this. You'll see front bucket seats, floor console as well, with a storage bin console here, as well as a media hub bin right there. Vinyl material on that console lid. Your seat for the driver is a 6-way manual driver seat with manual lumbar. And then for the passenger seat is a 4-way manual front passenger seat as well there. And don't know if it's got manual lumbar. It says it in here from last year, but I don't see any lever there. So up on the front is where you're going to be able to slide that forward and back. And this is B for your backrest there. So back, you have a bench seat back here, full bench seat. I've actually been recommending a 60/40, but still full bench seat, under seat storage with lots of places to store things under there. Your jack is behind the rear seat. So especially if you put car seats in there in the latch system, you might want to make sure you relocate that if you can to somewhere where you can get to it. We do have power windows. Let's go to this view here. Power windows, you can see a little bit different look here for this door. So the cutout here. I kind of like the look of it, but you have power lock switches up there. Power window switches are there. Passenger gets it as well as those in the back. You have one touch down for the driver's window, which means you hard press it down and then let go. It'll roll down. You don't have to worry about it. Now, coming up, you will have to hold it. But for the window down comes kind of convenient when we're talking about, going with the drive-throughs, that kind of thing. Power locks as well, standard equipment on this. So power windows and locks. You do have lots of storage in these doors. It's kind of hard to tell that, but there's cutouts right here. It's big enough. They showed in some of the media putting laptops and that kind of stuff in there, as well as there's a little location there for the door for like a 1 liter bottle in there as well. So, all right. The steering wheel, black urethane steering wheel. On the steering wheel, you have a D-pad for being able to control this productivity screen. It's a 4.2-inch productivity screen you see through there. You have your, of course, your speedometer and your tachometer over here for your EcoBoost. Otherwise, it'll be your battery gauge for your hybrid. And then one of the other pads, I can't remember which one, is going to be your cruise control. So cruise control one side, D-pad on the other. You do have your, over here is your switch for your blinkers, is what I'm thinking. Turn signal, thank you, right there. So it's pretty cool. And actually, I think your cruise control might be on that back there. So anyway, We do have stereo controls as well on the steering wheel. Manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. So just pull a lever underneath there, under there, and then it'll go up and down, forward and back, and then you just put that back in the position so it stays there. We do have ignition key start, which is going to be located. Actually, you can kind of see it right there through the steering wheel, back behind there. We do have a single zone manual climate control. So you can kind of see the blue and the red there. That's for your temperature, and then this will be for your fan speed there. So everybody enjoys the same temperature there. Underneath, you can see a PowerPoint control, a USB Type C and A port right under there as well. A nice big area. You can put your phone in here and have it set upright if you want. You can lay it down in there and places to put all kinds of things. Rotary dial, gear shift knob right there as well. Parking brake is right behind there. You do have a day-night mirror up here for the rear view mirror, so you just flip it, and the cars come up behind you with those bright lights. You can flip that down. Stereo, we'll not forget that. AM/FM, 6-speaker audio sound system. Also, you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so if you want to plug those in, you can use that from audio. I like to do Spotify, that kind of thing. You could do that. You have an 8-inch touchscreen here in the center, so that's pretty nice to have as well. It's where your rear view camera is going to come into view as well right there. See, I'm going to go to this 360 view so you can kind of see this overhead bin and what it looks like. So you will see a sunglass holder up here, interior lights for your lights right there. Visors that can flip down. You can actually pull them out, move them over to the side if you need to as well. And so there you go. And then down in this media hub, you can kind of see a little bit better in this view. There you go. So USB-C and A ports there, and a PowerPoint right there. These here are going to be your drive modes there as well. Several different drive modes for you to be able to control. Like there's a normal eco mode. I think there's a slippery mode for that. Yeah, so different modes right there. And I think one of this is for traction control as well, and one might be auto hold. So I'm not sure. Anyway, 3 buttons there for this. A cup holders, a little compartment there. So pretty cool. Glove box as well. Right there. Don't forget Ford Pass Connect as well. It allows you to stay connected to the vehicle using the Ford Pass app. It's a free app you download. You can connect your phone in. You can unlock and lock your vehicle from anywhere, or remote start your vehicle from anywhere. Schedule remote start times. See the tire pressure in your tires, the fuel you have in it, even where the vehicle is located, all through that app that is free and is included with the XL trim. Now, let's get into colors for a second, and I might have to pull out my color guide here for this because we got some new colors for this year, not on the XL trim, but we do have one new one on the XL trim. So not all these are going to be available on the XL this year. So let's go through these. So black is available, shadow black. That's there. Also, you do have the Oxford white when it decides to go. We have Oxford white as well that is available. It's not picking that one. So there we go. Oxford white is also available this year. Area 51 is no longer available, so that is not a color you'll be able to get. Cactus gray is available this year, so that is another color available. Carbonized gray will not be available on the XL trim. It'll be available in XLT and the Lariat trim, but if you have a fleet business, then you can get it. Silver is the same way. Silver will not be available this year on the XL trim. Be available on XLT and the Lariat trim. Atlas blue will be available this year, so we do have that color available. And for this year, we do have, that was available last year on the XLT and the Lariat trim, now available on the XL, is a hot pepper red metallic. So that is available now this year on the XL trim. So those are our color options, and all of our standard equipment, and even some of the optional motors available. So let's get into some other packages that are available on the XL trim. So moving into that, we go right here. We do have one. Of course, I have this selected. I must have it on hybrid. I do. Okay. So there's a couple options that are available on the EcoBoost all-wheel drive that we want to cover. There we go. Now, so before we get to that, though, let's cover one of the most popular packages that you might want to look to get on the XL. And I think it's the same price it is on the XLT, but you get more features than you do on the XLT. So when you go to the Copilot 360, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same price this year. This package will give you the Bliss with cross-traffic alert, kind of giving you an idea what that looks like. If there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of the mirror and let you know it's not safe to go in that lane at that time. But also as you're backing up, if you back up, there's somebody who's going to cross your path behind you, cross-traffic alert, it's going to alert you. and lets you know it's not safe for you to back up. Puts a light in that mirror and a warning sign and signal you cannot back up. Also, you get the lane keeping system. So that gives you a driver alert feature, which means if you take your hands off the steering wheel too often, it's going to alert you and let you know that. Also, lane keeping aid and alert system. So the alert system will allow you to leave your lane, but vibrate the steering wheel when you do, whereas the aid system will help keep you in your lane. So that way you get over that line and bring you and keep you in that lane. Now, you'll also notice down here for the XL trim, you will also get the power mirrors. So it'll be a manual fold, but power glass mirror for you as well if you get this package. Also, you'll notice full-size spare if you get the 2.5-liter engine, but not on the EcoBoost. So keep that in mind when you're adding that package. So that's where I'm saying this is a really nice feature to have, is that you get the extra power mirrors with this feature on this, where you don't get that on the XLT because it's standard. Anyway, so that package is a very popular package. Now, another one that requires all-wheel drive EcoBoost to get this, and that is the 4K tow package. So again, not sure on the price for this year, and but I'm going to go over my notes for this just to make sure it's the same as it was last year. So for this in here, you are going to get upgraded with different tires here on this. For the XLT, it'll be a 17-inch tire, all season tire, but on the Lariat trim, it'll be a different one. Now, you also get trailer brake controller. So this is, again, allowing you to be able to tow that trailer behind you up to 4,000 pounds towing. So trailer brake controller will help control the brake of the trailer if you have a trailer with that. Also, you're going to get a receiver hitch. What's great about this is you're going to get a 4-pin and 7-pin connector for this, so that you can be able to control those trailers back there a little bit better. Also, it's going to upgrade your transmission oil cooler. So you're going to get an upgrade there. So that way it helps with the functioning of that motor, and a higher capacity radiator. Again, trying to cool that off. Upgraded cooling fan as well, as you can see. One of the biggest things that's nice, even if you may not use the towing, is an upgraded drive ratio. That doesn't tell us that ratio here, but it does upgrade that. I think it's in the spec guide if you want to look that up. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but that does upgrade as well. And that actually gives you a little bit of torque too if you're driving it without a trailer, which is great. Now, remember, this is not available on the hybrid and not available with front wheel drive either. So that is optional even on the XL trim here. So that's all the packages that are available. Let's talk about some different features, some different standalone options, you might call them, on this. And some of these, actually, they're putting in here some dealer installed options. And this year, I'm not going to include dealer installed options. Most of them are things that you probably shouldn't add to your order anyway, and you can get it afterwards. And it'll just speed up your delivery of your vehicle. So if you want to look those up, some of those will be ones that we don't cover in here. Those would be your dealer installed options. So let's go through some of these here. Now, your splash guards, and I'm going to try to mark these off as we go through these so we make sure we cover them all. Splash guards are an option. Now, this is one I would tell you because I've seen the order guide already. They only produce vehicles with the splash guards front and rear on about 5% of the orders. So you will probably take much longer to get this scheduled. This is something you can get done at your dealer, and I would recommend you do that. So splash guards, they're going to go on to protect back here in the back on the truck. So yes, please leave those off your order. Please, please, please. Just trying to help you get your orders a little faster, folks. All right, bed divider kit. This is also something that's, let me look and see before we get into this, because that, I think, is a standalone. Yeah, that is actually a dealer installed option. So that's one of them. Again, it comes with one little divider. So I guess I'm covering dealer installed options after all, but it does require the bed rail system to get that in there. So just keep that in mind, which is funny because it does mention as an accessory, a dealer installed option. But one things that does not show that's optional is you cannot get the bed rail system on the XL trim. So yeah, so I'm not sure why they included that. So you will see here, if you do get this bed divider, it's not available with some other configurations here. Moving down, we do have this toolbox swing case here, and that is also a dealer installed options. Again, the dealer would install that for you when it comes in. You can see one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side. Kind of get an idea what that looks like. Pretty cool, but I'd get that afterwards if I were you. And let me go ahead and get that bed divider kit crossed off. Box tonneau covers. These are also These will be put on at the factory, so they're considered a factory installed option. Please leave these off your order. I think the soft and the trifold are built, our capacity on those are like less than 5%. And the hard roll up, I think, is like, I don't know, it's smaller. Actually, I think the hard trifold is like 10%, and these others are under 5%. I would stay away from those. Have the dealership install those or install them yourself. We have a great video on how to install it in about an hour by yourself. So you can do that. So check out that video, but I would leave those off. Some of these bed covers have requirements that if you get that, you can't get certain other accessories added to your bed. So, but I am a person that I say if it has to do with the bed, leave it off. Get it later. TouchLink bed light by Looms. That's going to give you these lights over here. So there you go. This is actually misleading because I believe it is. It does say you get 2 LED lamps for that. I think people think you get 2 on this side and 2 on the other side, but you just get 2 total. So, and that is a dealer installed option as well. So the dealership would install that on your truck when it comes in. So again, that can hold up a little bit. Bed extender. There you go. That is a factory installed option. So nice being able to carry some things. Again, bed extender, very, very low capacity on how many they can put on these. I don't know if it's a supply issue or what, but also not available with certain configurations on this. So might think about leaving that off your order. Yes, that one, I think the bed extender is a less than 5% capacity on that. So you definitely want to leave it out. So that means that if they can put 5% of the orders can be pulled with the bed extender, that means 95% aren't going to have a bed extender. I like the 95% better. Bed tray liner also is one of these, a very low capacity on. You can kind of see what that looks like. It's actually the first component of the drop-in liner. It's a 3 drop-in line to 4-piece. So it's the bottom part of that 4-piece. Not available with the bed mat or let's talk about the Lariat luxury package, but that's also something that, again, low capacity. I would wait, get that later. Spray and bed liner also is something better capacity. About 39% of the orders can be built with a spray and bed liner. So you can get them done at a lot of dealers as well. But there's an option there. If you want to get it, if you're having a hard time getting your scheduled, XL's already at a very low capacity. We'll talk about that in a second. Adding the spray and liner can actually add to that. Drop-in liner is also something that you can add to yours. Drop-in liner also is something that is being as a lower capacity. About 25% of the orders will have it on there. It's also included on the XLT luxury package this year, which means they're going to try to probably keep most of those for those packages, which is going to make it even harder for those that want an optional to get theirs. So just keep that in mind as well there. And then you have the bed mat that's removable. See if it shows that. So it's like a really nice rugged material in there. Bed mat is something you can get later through Ford Accessories. Will also hold up your build. Like I said, all these bed accessories will hold up builds. Again, certain things you're not compatible with because it wouldn't just make any sense. So, all right. Now, here's another one. Protective fender hood, protective film for the hood and fenders. So what that's going to do is it's like a protectant that goes on there and on the fenders to help protect it from rock chips. And this is like 2% or 3% of the orders will be scheduled with this on there. We saw a lot of people last year that had a carryover order that didn't get their scheduled, and they were the last ones. We took it off the next month. It got scheduled. So definitely something you might want to think about doing and leaving that off of your order. And that is a factory installed option. But just keep that in mind. Window air deflector as well. Those go on your windows. A lot of dealers can install these pretty easily. You can put them on yourself. They're real easy to install. You can get that through Ford Accessories website. And those are actually a dealer installed option anyway. The dealer would install it. Ford would send it to them. So that is not available this year. Manual sliding rear window is not available in the 2024 model year for the XL trim or XLT for that fact. There you go. Trailer hitch receiver with a 4-pin connector, standalone option here. Make sure that is still on there. Yes, it is. So that is available. That is being built at 65%. They're going to reserve most of those hitches for the trimmer and the luxury packages and your 4K tow package. That actually changed. It's no longer on the FX4. So it's going to leave those optional hitches for those packages. So that's for that fact at 65%. Most of those are going to go to those builds. So we actually coined the phrase around here called ditch the hitch. So I'd probably think about doing that. So cargo management system, the bed tie down rails. So it is actually showing it here. And so I'm looking for it on mine. Yes. Okay. That is a dealer installed option. Those will come to the dealer and this is what you need for those, the bed divider. So it was here. I just looked in the wrong place. So that is something that shouldn't hold up your build if you want it. But again, the dealership would install it anyway, and you can add it to your vehicle as well. So they do mention this, and it is on the order guide as well for this year. 2 key fobs with perimeter alarm. It says 1 keyless entry key fob and 1 manual key. So right now that's in there as an option, but at this present time, it's not something I think that they're doing on the vehicle for the XL trim. So you should still get 2 remote keys, but it is listed. There may be a time where if they're having some part issues, where they may need to go to that for the XL trim, just so you're aware of that. Theft prevention hinge lock. This is pretty cool. Very easy to install. Get this through Ford Accessories. It's a dealer installed option. Really is not difficult to install. You can do it later. So again, I'd get it through Ford Accessories. Just the more of these things you add up, the harder it is to get it scheduled because it needs all of those to be in stock at that time for yours to be built, right? Otherwise, it can prolong it or not even get scheduled. Now, full-size spare is an optional equipment for you. So we did mention on the hybrid that it's included in the Copilot 360 features as well. And but this is something you can add to your order. EcoBoost will need to add it. If you want the full-size spare, make sure you add that to your order so you can get that. And that should not hold up your builds. Wheel locking kit is also a dealer installed option. They will replace a lug nut from each of your wheels with these locking ones. So that is something that you can add to your vehicle. The dealership would install those for you. Again, shouldn't hold up your build because it's just a little kit and they have a lot of those in stock. But engine block heater, again, don't know the price on these. Engine block, if you live in a cold weather state, this is a factory installed option that should not hold up your build. But I would think about adding this to your order, and if you want, and so that's special if you live in a cold weather state. You want to make sure you add it. I'm looking for it. Sorry. There you go. Let's see. Moving down, we do have the Aero hood deflectors. There's 2 different designs. There's a textured one and a smoke look to it. The smoke is kind of smooth. The textured is kind of like the same material as your bumpers and such. The dealership would install that as a dealer installed option. So they would, again, send those to the dealership and they'd put them on there. Yakima, the bed rail mounted crossbars. So that is also something you can add to theirs, to yours if you want. Again, I'd do it later. You can't add certain options if you add that to yours, but they go on the bed rail. So there you go. There's all those. Let's go to some interior options. These are dealer installed options. Commercial roadside assistance kit. That's going to come with all the things you see here. So a lot of heavy duty, commercial stuff, fire extinguisher and different things like that. That is available. We also do have a regular roadside assistance kit. You can see these all come with bags to put everything in there. So you have that kit as well. You also have a first aid kit that's available. So all 3 of those can be purchased through Ford Accessories. And that's how I'd probably do that and not take a chance of it slowing up your build. Ash cup and coin holder, that is available. And that's also a dealer installed option, but shouldn't hold up your build. But get that through Ford Accessories as well. Floor liners. These are factory installed options. So they'd be put in your truck when it leaves the factory. You have one with front and rear with carpeted mats. And I don't know if I mentioned the mats, but you do get front carpeted mats as standard equipment. Now, if you want this one with the floor liners without the mats, it's a little bit cheaper. So you can see they basically let you keep that. So smoker's package, the only difference between that and just the coin is you get a little lighter. So that is also a dealer installed option, I believe. So it's an assistant smoker's package. Yes, it is. So there you go. And then floor liners we covered. And I think we got everything here. 110 outlet is not available this year. So it's showing here, not available. Console vault is available. That's also a dealer installed option. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to add that to have them. I've heard it real easy to install by yourself though. And it would take the chance of getting it held up there. And the only other thing, something that's new for this year, is called a cross bed toolbox. So it does require the bed tie down locking rails with the 2 locking brackets that we showed earlier. So this is new for this year. Don't know the price on it yet, but that is something that's wasn't on the order guide last year, and I think we've covered everything there. So that's all of those features. So yes, so there you go. That's all that stuff, and hopefully this you guys did get some good value out of this. If you're getting an XL, we did kind of go over some things that were available last year. 400-watt outlet. Something else. I can't remember what the other one was, but that aren't available this year. So you want to take note of that, because if you're going off of this building price for 23, your dealership won't be able to add that to your order because it's not available in 24. So hopefully you guys got some good input out of that. Again, so let me go over some tips. Order banks are going to open up July 17th. They will not be open long. So if you did not put an order in for 23, you want to put a new order in, you're going to want to get to that dealer quickly. I would ask them, how are they doing with allocations? All the dealers have been given their allocation estimate for 2024 model year. They should know how many orders they might have that didn't get scheduled in 23, because there are a lot around the country, about 20,000 that probably won't get built. They're going to need to get carried over and built first, and Ford is prioritizing those orders. So if you have a 23, great news. Keep it with your dealership, and you're going to get prioritized by Ford and get a private offer for any price increases. If you have a new order, you want to make sure you go with a dealership that has open allocations that aren't going to be completely filled up by carryover orders like we have. So and that's why we're not taking orders, is because we would not have any open allocations after we put in our carryover orders. So some tips for finding a good dealership: make sure you ask them about the allocation system. How are you looking? Are you going to be able to take new orders? Am I going to be able to get mine scheduled this year? The other thing you want to ask them is on how they're going to price the vehicle. So, how are you going to price it over MSRP? What are your dealer fees? How much are those? Is there anything you add to your vehicle that's required upon delivery when that vehicle comes in that you require to have done? And are there times where you will not require them? Get those things in writing for you. Also, you want to make sure that you ask them while you're talking about that, about if they know anything a little bit about private offers and price protection, as well as rate lock and incentive lock. So what that means is the price protection means that when you order the vehicle, your order sheet will show the price that it would be. Ford is honoring that price for you. And if that price goes up throughout the year, which usually is a mid-year price increase, if yours comes in after that, Ford's going to reimburse the dealership the difference of that price increase, so that you can still get that vehicle at the price it was when you ordered the vehicle. So you make sure if they ask the dealership if they know how price protection works, and are they going to price protect your vehicle. The other is incentive lock. So, and whatever the incentives are when you order the vehicle, whether it be rebates or incentives, there probably won't be anything on the Maverick, but dealers are also supposed to honor that as well. So Ford will do it. Ford will see, here's what they were when you ordered. That's called the protect date. And then here's what they are when it came in, called the sale date. And you get to choose whichever was better at that time. They might get better throughout the model year, and you might actually have some lower interest rates or something like that available. But you want to ask the dealership if they know a little bit about incentive lock and how that works. Incentive protect, I should say. So make sure you know all those things, and good luck to you. You do check Maverick Truck Club for good dealers. There are some great dealers across the country, and they have a list started on the Maverick Truck Club if you're needing to find those good dealers, and make sure you order from them and get those vehicles for you. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. We'll answer those for you. We're here to help you. In fact, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central, we have a live stream where we go over different things about scheduling, production, capacities, constraints, and all those things. So if you do put that order in, come back, check it every week, and so that we can keep you updated on things, because sometimes there's some options you have that Ford may say, you know what, we're having supply issues. You need to take those off your orders, and we can keep you updated on that information so that you can make sure you get your Maverick as soon as possible. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget, until the next one, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and we'll see you on the next video.